In this video, I really want to discuss the topic of enzymes. And so enzymes are really, really important for maintaining homeostasis in the body, whether it's in us humans or just organisms in general. And what are enzymes exactly? So, like enzymes, like science in general, it's just so fascinating because everything connects and works together in order for things to happen, for processes to happen. And this is what's so fascinating. Everything works together so perfectly. Of course, not always, but mostly perfectly. And so I want to demonstrate what enzymes are. So let's say that you eat a slice of pizza. Well, your body is not going to let this just go through with the same form. It's not going to work. It needs to break this down into nutrients, usable nutrients, so that you can really have energy. So that's where you get your energy from food, from glucose, as we will talk about cellular respiration in other videos. And so that's where enzymes come in. So enzymes break down. They will break down this pizza. And so enzymes, let's talk a little more about enzymes. Enzymes are specific and really special proteins. So they are specific, special proteins. And so and so these specific special proteins, they speed up chemical reactions, and we will see this in this graph right over here. But they speed up chemical reactions in your body without being used up in the process. So they can be reused essentially. And so that's so fascinating about enzymes. They can be reused. And there are certain scenarios where they cannot be reused. For example, when temperatures are too hot, or when pHs are too high or too low, or when temperatures are too low, they will become denatured as a result. And we will talk about that way deeper in future videos. So what we have is over here is a graph, and this graph shows us the amount of energy required in order for a reaction to take place. Now, the starting energy, the initial energy needed is called the activation energy. The activation energy. And what the activation energy does, you need to reach a certain point, a certain peak, in order for the reaction to occur. And so we have an example right over here. 2H2O O2 becomes 2H2O plus O2. So like really they broke it apart from each other. This is what the reaction does. And the enzyme speeds this process up even more because the activation energy with the enzyme, so this is without the enzyme, this red graph over here, this is without the enzyme. But with the enzyme, the activation energy is much lower. The activation energy is much lower than without the enzyme. And that means that you don't need as much energy for the reaction to occur, essentially. So that's what enzymes really do. They speed up chemical reactions, and enzymes bind to something called substrates. So let's say this is an enzyme, and enzymes really act like a key, right? So that, like let's say this is the enzyme, and it's a specific shape. The lock is gonna be the substrate. This is called the substrate. The thing I'm really highlighting in yellow here is the substrate. So this right over here, this is the enzyme, and it binds to the substrate in order for the chemical process to occur. So this is called the substrate. And usually it can break it down and or break apart, and so for a chemical reaction to occur. And also there are another type of enzymes that bind substrates together. And what I really have drawn right over here is this is called an enzyme substrate complex. So this right over here is called an enzyme substrate complex. Enzyme substrate complex. And so this is an example of an enzyme substrate complex, and you can always think of an enzyme as really a specific key because keys they have specific shapes. They all have specific shapes in order to fit into a lock. And you can really think of these enzymes. You can think of enzymes really as biological machines, or better yet, like keys that only fit specific locks. Each enzyme is designed to help with a specific reaction. And really, the key word here is specific. So I have thrown a lot of information at you. So I want you to really like understand this and replay if you don't understand and slow down because I talked a lot in this video and very quick. So I want you to really understand what enzymes are because in the next few videos we will be doing examples on enzymes and really just questions on enzymes. So I will leave you there.